It's a long wait between seasons of Game of Thrones, and an even longer wait between books, so here are a few shows to hold you over. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our list of the top 10 shows you'll like if you like Game of Thrones. Looking for more WatchMojo videos with a British twist? Well, pack your bags and take a trip to WatchMojo UK for even more bloody brilliant content. For this list, we'll be looking at shows in a similar genre, with a similar theme, or that are just plain awesome like Thrones.
They have declared, in effect, that all of you also are criminals!
Number 10, The Last Kingdom. This big-budget historical drama takes place in 9th century Anglo-Saxon England before the English unification came to be. It depicts the invasion of the Danes and Vikings as the main character Uhtred attempts to reclaim his royal birthright.
What is this heaven?
Heaven is Valhalla, Lord, to the Christians, but without the fighting, feasting, and humping.
Along the way, there's intrigue, war, and death. Like Game of Thrones, The Last Kingdom is inspired by real historical events. Obviously, this show doesn't have dragons and ice zombies, but don't let that steer you away. It's absolutely worth a view if you like historically inspired epics. Number 9, Attack on Titan. Based on the manga of the same name, this anime takes place in an alternate world where humanity is on the brink of extinction due to giant creatures who terrorize and eat humans. And they look like giant naked people. Game of Thrones has giants too, but they aren't quite as big and don't eat so many humans, a notable distinction.
My friends are being devoured and all I can do is watch.
The heroes in Attack on Titan battle their foes in a spectacular fashion, while also dealing with heavy issues like sacrifice, failure, and death. If you like crazy sci-fi and fantasy inspired shows, this one will be right up your alley. Number 8, Battlestar Galactica. Perhaps one of the best science fiction shows of the new millennium, Battlestar kicked off a whole new generation of genre television. The gritty, realistic look with documentary-style camera shots gave the show a unique look and feel that made it unlike anything else on TV. It was full of politics and had a fair amount of twists to rival Game of Thrones. Basically, replace medieval battles with spaceships, and you would almost have Battlestar Galactica. It's a great series that deserves all the praise and acclaim it has gotten.
That's the way it's done! Yeah!
Number 7, Spartacus. With enough sex and violence to rival Game of Thrones, this show centers on the famous slave-turned-freedom fighter on his quest to fight the Roman Empire.
Spartacus!
That is not my name.
Like Thrones, Spartacus is partly based on history, except to a much higher degree. And while there may be a shortage of supernatural creatures, that doesn't make it any less over the top.
Such behavior would be spat upon.
They spit only to stroke their own cocks.
So, if you like learning about ancient history with a healthy dose of gratuitous nudity, extreme violence, and spectacular gore, then you'll love this show. And, to be honest, is there a better way to learn history? Number 6, The 100. Based on the book series, this show is about a post-apocalyptic world where a group of survivors live aboard a space station called the Ark due to the Earth being engulfed in a nuclear apocalypse. Bummer. So, in order to find out if the planet is habitable again, they send a group of 100 juveniles. Because, well, I mean, who else would you send? Of course, once they're there, the 100 discovers some shocking things.
Is this your revenge? Helping the Grounders kill us?
I didn't know about this. I swear.
Stop lying!
There's plenty of betrayal and bloodletting, reminiscent of a certain Song of Ice and Fire. And David J. Peterson, the man who created the Dothraki language on Game of Thrones, also helped develop the language of the Grounders in the 100.
Alaic Octavia, come Skype crew and a gaff, go through clean.
Clear.
Number 5, The Tudors. Set in 1500s England during the reign of King Henry VIII, the show follows the drama surrounding Henry's family and inner circle.
I believe these are all just causes for war!
Like Game of Thrones, Tudors features some steamy, illicit romances and affairs, and like certain characters in Thrones, King Henry has no problem chasing women even though he's already married.
I want you.
It's not like that can cause problems, right? What's the worst that can happen? I mean, besides the occasional beheading. In any case, this show will scratch your medieval drama itch, if not your dragon slang itch. Number 4, Rome. Before there was Game of Thrones, there was HBO's Rome.
Get back in formation, you drunken fool!
In a lot of ways, Thrones is a spiritual successor to the short-lived historical series. Rome follows Julius Caesar as he returns from Gaul and rises from consul to dictator to corpse. It's a rise and fall we all know, as he gets stabbed a bunch of times by a bunch of people. Yes, even Brutus. But the assassination of Caesar leads to some major historical events, and there's plenty of fallout for the series' other characters as well. So check it out, especially if you like your history to be epic. Number 3, Westworld. Picture Jurassic Park, but with sexy Western robots instead.
You're new. Not much of a brand on you.
Set in a park that has turned into a Western-themed attraction for tourists and thrill seekers, all the inhabitants are here for the customers' entertainment and pleasure. The space really brings out the dark side of people.
Look at that! I just shot him through the neck! And his pal here too!
However, from the comparison to Jurassic Park, you can guess what happens next. With stellar performances, a cast of characters with dubious morals, and of course, sex and violence, Westworld looks like it might be Game of Thrones' heir apparent, at least on HBO.
I said, not interested.
Number 2, Black Sails. Being the prequel to Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island doesn't mean this show is a fun, whimsical adventure. This bloody series is all the sex, rum, and piracy a Game of Thrones fan could ever want. The show follows the famous Captain Flint as he adventures around, getting into all sorts of trouble.
Civilization is coming, and it means to exterminate us.
It also has a cast of deep, interesting, and intriguing historically derived characters. So if you like pirates and adventure as much as you like violent naked people and dragons, be sure to give Black Sails a try. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Through it!
What?
Through it!
I'm sorry the gravity of a real planet hurts, but it's appropriate. You wish to hurt Earth.
地方から来た者たちを甘い言葉で誘い込み、己の趣味である拷問にかけて死ぬまでもてあそぶ。
Number 1, Vikings. This epic saga from the History Channel has taken the television world by storm, and deservedly so.
It is one thing to use a weapon. It's another to kill.
This historical drama is about Ragnar Lothbrok, who is basically the boogeyman of medieval Europe, as he raids and pillages England and France. His family also plays a large role, leading to plenty of camaraderie and conflict. Like Game of Thrones, Vikings can sometimes seem like there are no good guys, just people looking out for themselves, but that's what makes it so compelling. Of course, there's also tons of sword-wielding action and some classic Norse mythology if you still aren't convinced.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.